severe on everyone you meet. They come on the screen and give their lives. We are the people. They won't get us alive. Mutilation, torture, murder, genocide, mechanics of death. All through the sky, a new heaven awaits. An afterlife of this, we must stand strong. We must resist. They come on the screen. They spill their lives. We are the people. They want to get us alive. They call us rebels. They spare our name. We are the people. We want justice back. They come on the screen. Say they want to survive. We are the people. They won't get us
Ladies and gentlemen, feds and degenerates, cuckolds of all ages, it's that time. It's time for Miles Culture Plate. I'm your host, Mild Kevin Miles, and it is Wednesday. Oh my. Wednesday, January 15th, 2025. And you are locked in at 6 p.m. Central. And we've got an interesting show for you folks. Interesting show. Going to be talking a lot about the confirmation hearings of Pete Hegseth and Pam Biondi. The Senate Oversight Committee has been meeting with these two Trump appointees, and the viral clips that have come out from the seething Democrat senators are just golden. So we'll have to cover a little bit of that. But first, we have to talk just a little bit. Apparently, some sort of deal has been brokered between Israel and Hamas about the release of hostages from the October 7th, 2023, you know, terror attacks, I guess they called them. Come on into the chat, say hello, get your toast. I'll show your chat on screen. And anyone watching on demand later, cheers to you. All right. What do we got? So yeah, you may remember about 5 days ago, Donald Trump came out and in his press conference said that if a deal's not done by the time he swears into office, there will be chaos in the Middle East. He said there will be hell to pay if a deal's not done, if the hostages are not freed by then. And of course, the media is giving Joe Biden all the credit. Meanwhile, Joe Biden's own State Department had this to say.
When it comes to the involvement of President-elect Trump's team, it has been absolutely critical in getting this deal over the line. And it's been critical because obviously, as I stand here today, this administration's term in office will expire in 5 days. And one of the things that we have always said about this deal is that when you get from stage 1 to stage 2, that the United States, Egypt, and Qatar are the guarantors of this deal. And Egypt and Qatar will push Hamas to stay at the bargaining table and to get from stage 1 to stage 2. And the United States will push Israel to stay at the bargaining table to get from phase 1 and phase 2. So obviously those are promises we cannot make on behalf of the United States for any longer than the next 5 days. And so it's critical that all of the parties to the agreement and the other mediators see that when the United States is in the room making commitments, those are lasting commitments.
But they're making commitments on behalf of Israel.
This administration in
All right.
the next one. I would just say, lastly, I don't know if it's unprecedented to have envoys from an outgoing and an incoming administration sitting at the same table negotiating a ceasefire agreement of this kind. But if it's not unprecedented, it's certainly unusual. And we, of course, thank the Trump team for working with this on this ceasefire agreement. We think it's important that they were at the table. And
all right, so there you have that. Important they were at the table. Meanwhile, let's see. Sorry, I thought I had this queued up. I do not. Okay, so here we go.
I'm confident. Thank you. What's credit for this, Mr. President? You or Chuck?
Who has the credit for this, Mr. President? You or Trump? And look at him snicker.
Is that a joke?
Is that a joke? Oh. There was also a press release from the White House that didn't mention Trump. But anyway, so Trump, once again, already getting things done before he takes office. Again, I'm not putting it all on Trump. You heard the State Department there say it was a team where members of the outgoing and incoming administration were at the table, making deals with countries like Qatar. Anyway, so hopefully we're going to get to see the hostages come home, and hopefully Israel will get a large number of their hostages back as well. And let's hope this deal remains in place, because if something happens between now and Monday, shit's going to hit the fan. And I don't want another Middle East war. But anyway, thank you, Donald Trump, for what you've done so far. Let's see. All right. So Donald Trump had another win this week, as California realized with the incoming Trump administration, there may need to be some changes made to some of their dictatorial carbon footprint legislation. And they decided they would abandon clean air rules on diesel trucks. This is from Cal Matters, Lynn Law. In a striking setback to reduce California's air pollution, but a win for trucking companies, state regulators have walked away from their ambitious plan to phase out diesel trucks less than a week before Trump returns to the White House. In 2023, the California Air Resources Board voted to ban the sale of new diesel rigs by 2036 and require large fleets to convert all their trucks to zero emissions by 2042. About 1.8 million trucks operate in the state of California. To enforce the ban, California needs a waiver from the EPA. In December, for example, the Biden administration approved California's mandate to phase out new gas-powered cars. But on Tuesday, the board withdrew its request for approving emission standards for diesel trucks in anticipation that the Trump administration will likely reject them. All right. So, yeah. Thank you, Donald Trump, for keeping the diesel shipping industry free and fair in California. Speaking of California, I ran across this video that in the wake of all the madness with the wildfires, and let me just start by saying the media narrative has already spun yet again. Apparently there was a few news outlets and comedian Bill Burr, and people are saying, right? News outlets are saying that Republicans are just criticizing these poor firefighters. No. That's not what's happening. We're criticizing the LGBTQ focus that took attention away from the preventative and ongoing need for trained and capable fire departments. But I just wanted to kind of touch on that real quick before I showed this video. This video really make you think here. So
remember the $15 billion Biden gave Pacific Gas and Electric a week before the fires? Their smart meters were having problems blowing up. Lithium-ion batteries were causing fires, 6,000 degrees, incinerating homes. But your governor hired these commissioners at the California Public Utility Commission. And these folk said that they didn't cause the problems. The same commission that said we got to save the Longfin smelt and not your home, publishing a 28-page report how we had to save the fish, let all the water drain into the Pacific and not in the reservoirs. Seems kind of fishy to me. Remember the 15 billion?
So yeah. There you go. Same people. Let's see, from Wall Street Apes on Twitter here. PG&E donated to stop Gavin Newsom's recall. Gavin Newsom hired these people to man the utility commission. The LA water chief failed to make sure LA had water, was hired from PG&E. And they also paid to get Gavin Newsom elected in 2018. And additional payments have been made to Gavin Newsom and his wife for more than $700,000 from PG&E. Again, that's according to Wall Street Apes. Really makes you think, huh? Really seems like that would be the stuff that lawsuits are made out of, right? Well, here we go. Cue the lawyers. From ABC News, David Brennan and James Hill. Pacific Palisades residents sue LA Department of Water and Power. Plaintiffs said the city was unprepared for historic wildfires. The suit was filed in California Superior Court on Monday, seeks damages for costs, repair, and replacement of damaged or destroyed property, costs for alternative living expenses, lost wages, earning capacity or profits, and any other relief that the court deems appropriate. Plaintiffs are informed and believe that the water supply system servicing areas in and around the Pacific Palisades on the date of the Palisades fire failed. God damn, say that 15. Say it 3 times fast. And that this failure was a substantial factor in causing plaintiffs to suffer the losses alleged, the lawsuit said. Among other failures, the St. Denis Reservoir, a 117 million gallon water storage complex that is part of the water supply system, was empty, leaving crews little to no water to fight the Palisades fire, the complaint said. Despite dire warnings by the National Weather Service of a particularly dangerous condition, a red flag warning of crucial fire weather, which had the potential for rapid fire spread and extreme fire behavior, the LA Department of Water and Power was unprepared for the Palisades fire, the suit added. The group of plaintiffs can include several families, individuals, and businesses, according to the complaint. In a statement issued before the lawsuit was filed, the Water and Power Department said it was, quote, required to take the reservoir out of service to meet safe drinking water regulations, to commission the support and resources to implement the repairs to St. Denis. LADWP is subject to the city's charter's competitive bidding process, which requires time. Hey, we got Still Not Banned here over on Rumble, giving me a wave and a heart. Cheers, love you too. Good having you out here. Good having you out here. Thank you for showing up. The water system serving the Pacific Palisades area and all of Los Angeles meets all federal and state fire codes for urban development and housing, except for the fact that it's out of fucking water. Sorry, I didn't mean to scream in your ear. The statement said, LADWP built the Pacific Palisades water system beyond the requirements to support the community's typical needs. Well, again, that's what the lawsuit says, is this wasn't typical needs. You had time to prepare for atypical needs, but you didn't. Spokesperson for the LA Department of Water and Power told ABC News the agency does not comment on pending litigation. The extent of the economic damage wrought by the unprecedented fires is not yet clear. They will cost insurers as much as $30 billion, Wells Fargo and Goldman Sachs estimated in a report this week, after accounting for non-insured damages, which is many. The total cost will balloon to $40 billion, the report said. The investigation into the cause and spread of the wildfires are ongoing, even as firefighters continue their effort to contain that and other wildfires blazing around the Los Angeles area. Palisades fire began in the Pacific Palisades on January 7th and has since destroyed about 5,000 structures, according to state officials. Fires covered more than 23,000 acres and is at 18% containment. Only 18%. Still Not Banned here says that he wishes there's a water in a glass emoji too. Yeah, cheers. Well, I mean, whatever you're drinking, don't matter. You can put a beer. Beer's a cheers too. Even if you're not drinking beer, that's an emoji for cheers. 8 of the 25 deaths so far confirmed from the Southern California wildfires are linked to the Palisades fire, the medical examiner's office said on Tuesday. No cause has been determined. Oh, wow. Oh, I meant to have this prepared earlier when we were talking about the Trump wins. You know, Trump wins yet again. Here we got another Trump win. Yay! As Michelle Obama will not be attending the inauguration 11 days after missing the Carter funeral. Former First Lady Obama will not attend the inauguration of President-elect Trump on Monday, which will mark the second absence in 2 weeks from a gathering of former presidents and their spouses. He was not in attendance at Jimmy Carter's funeral. Former President Obama is scheduled to attend the January 20th inauguration event, along with former Presidents Clinton and Bush and their spouses. Former President Obama is confirmed to attend the ceremonies, but First Lady Michelle will not attend the upcoming inauguration, reads a statement from the office of Barack and Michelle that was shared with the Associated Press. It is unclear why the former First Lady is skipping Trump's inauguration. Former President Bill Clinton will attend next week's swearing-in ceremony. A person familiar with the former president's schedule confirmed to the AP. First Lady Hillary will also attend. The office of George W. Bush said he and former First Lady Laura Bush will also attend. At Carter's funeral, Trump and Obama appeared to put their political differences aside and were seen chatting and laughing, despite former Democrat president's history of political animosity with the returning Republican. Still not been here says Melania's outfit is so perfect. I never get sick of seeing pictures of it. There's pictures of well, let's go look this shit up. Well, that's the 2017 one. Oh, here we go. Today's show. No, that's 2017 also. Don't see it. I see the 2017 one. I don't see the 2025 one. Yeah, I'm not seeing the 2025 Melania inauguration dress. Anyway. All three former presidents and their wives attended Trump's first inauguration. Anyway, not really a whole lot to talk about here. Just, maybe she's got a prostate exam or something. Anyway, yesterday, Pete Hegseth had his confirmation hearing in front of the House Oversight Committee or the Senate Oversight Committee. Okay. Let's do this. Bring that down. Bring this up. And of course, the Democrat senators did everything they could to try to spin it, to try to obfuscate and just grilled him on the dumbest bullshit. And here's Elizabeth Warren.
But I want to be clear here. For 12 years, you were quite open about your views, and your views were consistently the same. Women are inferior soldiers, sailors, Marines, airmen, and guardians. And in case anyone missed the point, and these are your words from 10 weeks ago, women absolutely straight up should not be permitted to serve in combat. And I notice on each of these quotes, those.
Okay, but you have combat and then you have combat. And look, should they be allowed to serve in a forward area? Maybe. Yeah, sure. I can go that far with you. Should women have roles in a combat unit, in a forward area, in a combat zone, in a war zone? Yeah. But not all conversations about women's roles in the military are created equal. When you have these conversations about the capabilities of typically smaller statured women, and again, we get into these conversations all the time on this show when talking about women in sports, when talking about transgenders in sports, the differences between men and women, and the capabilities that the human body is able to put itself through. And so this idea that it's oxymoronic or it's flip-flopping to believe that women have a role in combat while still criticizing the role of women in combat roles. I don't think it's necessarily flip-flopping. I think Senator Pocahontas here really doesn't get what's going on with what Republicans are talking about. And I think she's not getting it on purpose, right? But anyway, we'll let her continue.
Those are said without qualification. It's not by how much you can lift or how fast you can run. They don't belong in combat, period, or your words straight up. And then on November 9th, 2024, just 32 days after your last public comment saying that women absolutely should not be in combat, you declared that, quote, some of our greatest warriors are women, and you support having them serve in combat. Now, that is very, very big about face in a very, very short period of time. So help me understand, Mr. Hegseth, what extraordinary event happened in that 32-day period that made you change the core values you had expressed for the preceding 12 years?
Well, you see, Senator, I needed to get into college, and I noticed that college admissions were going soft on people with Native American backgrounds. So I decided to change. Wait. Oh, no, you wanted to know my opinion on women in combat. Yeah, no. Still not been here. Yeah, exactly. Just play to the strengths of each sex and individual person. Don't deny common sense. Most women can't fight. Yeah, okay. This is another case where people are speaking in generalities. And she did say that he gave the, well, it doesn't matter how fast they are, how much they can lift, which you're borderline there, right? You're borderline there with saying, yeah, no vaginas in combat. But also you have this situation where men and women working together are a distraction, and you don't need those kind of distractions when you're in life or death situations. I can kind of get that argument as well. That's an argument you can't necessarily make in a Senate confirmation hearing, which is essentially what she's trying to draw out of him. She's trying to draw out some sort of answer he can't say. Anyway, we got Shut Up, I Can Cook over on YouTube. Cheers and welcome, Cookie. Greetings to you as well. Hope you're having a wonderful evening. Welcome. And she says he's going to shut her up. Pocahontas, hush. Founders did not give women the vote for a good reason. See Pocahontas. Yeah, we'll get into that here in a minute too.
Senator, again, I very much appreciate you bringing up my comments from 2013, because for me, this issue has always been about standards. And unfortunately, because of some of the people that have been in political power for the last 4 years, priorities other than standards, equality, and meritocracy have driven decision making.
I'm quoting you from the podcast. Women shouldn't be in combat at all. Where is the reference to standards? That they should be there if they can carry, if they can run. I don't see that at all, Mr. Hegseth. What I see is that there's a 32-day period in which you suddenly have another description about your...
Okay, but again, that gets right back to what I was just saying. Women can be lethal warriors. That doesn't mean they should be. Again, there's can and there should. And the problem is the people of your party want to blur the lines of gender so much and act like there's just no difference until it benefits you.
Your views of women in the military. And I just want to know, what changed in the 32 days that the song you sang is not the song you come in here today to sing?
Senator, the concerns I have and the concerns that many have had, especially in ground combat units, is that in pursuit of certain percentages or quotas, standards have been changed.
There you
and
go.
That makes
Quotas.
combat more difficult.
Let me make a
for everybody
suggestion
involved.
about what happened in that 32 days. You got a nomination from President Trump. Now, I've heard of deathbed conversions, but this is the first time I've heard of a nomination conversion.
Oh, really? Well, I mean, you're lucky he didn't come in here saying that he was converting to be a Native American. I mean, is that not essentially what you did?
And I hope you understand that many women serving in the military right now might think that if you can convert so rapidly your long-held and aggressively pursued views in just 32 days, that 32 days after you get confirmed, maybe you'll just reverse those views and go back to the old guy who said straight up, women do not belong in combat.
All right, there you have that. Bring that down. Thank you, NBC. Oh, my Lord. And it just continued and continued. Here's Hegseth explaining an important military term.
But the other factor, too, is you've already disparaged in writing the Geneva Convention, the rules of law, all of these things. How will you be able to effectively lead a military in which one of the principal elements is discipline, respect for lawful authority? You have made statements to your platoon after being briefed by a JAG officer. Well, by the way, would you explain what a JAG off is?
I don't think I need to, sir.
Why not?
Because the men and women watching understand.
Well, perhaps some of my colleagues don't understand.
Perhaps.
It would be a JAG officer who puts his or her own priorities in front of the warfighters. Their promotions, their medals in front of having the backs of those who are making the tough calls on the front line.
Oop, that was the wrong button. I meant to do the gunshot. Oh, what a jag-off. What a jag-off. And again, it continued. Here's what Gillibrand had to say.
It undermined us. Social engineering. I don't know why someone having to publicly say or not publicly say who they love is social engineering. I think having that policy in the first place was highly problematic.
So they're talking about the don't ask, don't tell, whether or not LGBTQIA plus two double spirit fucking people can be open with their identity in the military, because again, that's what you want. You don't want a uniform soldier corps, right? You want people to be snowflake individuals. And she thinks it's problematic.
And as you said in your statement, do you agree anybody should be able to serve in the military if they meet the standards?
Senator, as the president has stated, I don't disagree with the overturn of Don't Ask, Don't Tell.
Great, because I don't want you thinking, can't serve if you're a mom, can't serve if you're LGBTQ, and then last, can't serve if you're a leftist. The statements you said about people who have views differently than you, that we're the enemy, are you saying that 50% of the DOD, if they hold liberal views or leftist views or are Democrats, are not welcome in the military? Are you saying that?
Senator, I volunteered to deploy to Afghanistan under Democrat President Barack Obama. I also volunteered to guard the inauguration of Joe Biden, but was denied the opportunity to serve because I was identified as an extremist by my own unit for a Christian tattoo.
Imagine that. Imagine that. She wants capable people in those roles. And yet her president denied Pete Hegseth the ability to work at the Biden inauguration because he had Christian tattoos that made him an extremist. She didn't have anything to say to that. But it didn't stop there. It didn't stop there. The crazy leftist women senators kept going.
Mr. Hegseth, welcome.
Thank you.
I am focused on
Hang on. We got Cookie saying New York senator turncoat previous rep is more than a hot mess. Her office will not answer the phone in neither office. Gillibrand and Schumer will never pick up the phone, and if they do, will not get back to you. Gillibrand's getting uglier daily. Yeah, she was actually, there was that viral clip. There was that viral clip of her fucking partying and saying, gay rights, yay! And like she didn't look like this hideous beast we saw yesterday. Anyway, so yeah, anyway, here's Messi Hirono.
on your fitness to serve, including your character and temperament and your
Character and temperament. Again, your fitness to serve, but particularly just your character and temperament.
overall qualifications to do the job. And I do appreciate the comments of Ranking Member Reed with his concerns regarding your nomination because I share those concerns. As part of my responsibility as a member of this committee to ensure the fit
She does sound drunk here, and it's great. It's great. And then Cookie says, yeah, she was attractive when she became senator. Yeah.
fitness of all nominees to come before any of the committees on which I sit, I ask the following two initial questions. First, since you became a legal adult, have you ever made unwanted requests for sexual favors or
Uh-oh.
committed any verbal or physical harassment or assault of a sexual nature?
Somebody watches too much MSNBC.
No, Senator.
Have you ever faced discipline or entered into a settlement relating to this kind of conduct?
Uh-oh.
Senator, I was falsely accused in October of 2017. It was fully investigated and I was completely cleared.
I don't think completely cleared is accurate, but
That's not for
the
you to
fact is
decide.
that your own lawyer
That's not for you to decide.
said that you entered into an NDA and paid a person who accused you of raping her a sum of money to make sure that she did not file a complaint. Moving on. As secretary, you will be in charge of maintaining good order and discipline by enforcing the Uniform Code of Military Justice, UCMJ. In addition to the sexual assault allegations, and by the way, the answer to my second question should have been yes. I have read multiple
Should have been.
reports of your
Listen to
regular-
this shit. Listen to this shit. Why have a hearing if you're going to answer your own question the way you want it answered? You have someone in front of you testifying, and you're going to say, yeah, I'm going to ignore your answer because your answer should have been this instead. And I'm just going to go on a rant about what I think about the answer I gave instead of the answer you gave. This person makes laws in this country.
being drunk at work, including by people of your regularly being drunk. Yes. I have read multiple reports of your regularly being drunk at work, including by people who worked with you at Fox News. Do you know?
Okay. It's Fox News. Who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck if someone has a cocktail at Fox News?
Know that being drunk at work is prohibited for service members under the UCMJ?
Senator, those
Yes
are
or no?
multiple false anonymous reports peddled by NBC
Do you
News
know
that
that
run directly
drinking on the job
contradictory to
is
the dozens of men and women at
not
Fox News
contemplated
Channel
and-
Oh shit.
who I work with
I'm
who
not
came
hearing
on
the
the
answer to my
record
question.
and said
In
they've
your
never
opening
seen
statement,
that.
Mr. Hegseth, you commit to holding leaders accountable at all levels. That includes you, of course. And
Hey, what about
again,
you?
Secretary, you
What
will
about
be
you?
on the job 24/7. You recently promised some of my Republican colleagues that you stopped drinking and won't drink if confirmed, correct?
Absolutely.
Will you resign as Secretary of Defense if you drink on the job, which is a 24/7 position?
I've made this commitment on behalf of the
Will you
men and women I'm
resign as
serving.
Secretary of Defense
I've
if
made this
you
commitment
drink
on
on the
behalf of
job?
the men and women I'm serving.
I'm not
because it's the
hearing-
most important
I'm
deployment
not
of my
hearing an
life.
answer to my question, so I'm going to move on.
Review.
I'm gonna go ahead and stop that there and bring that down. So yeah, you have Mazi Hirono essentially answering her own questions. And then of course, then today we had Pam Biondi in her own confirmation hearing facing similar vile, made up Trump derangement type of questioning. Let's look in.
I'm speaking, your job will be to protect voters and election workers, not to undermine and dox them. Now, I know that earlier you agreed that Joe Biden is in fact president, but many of the president-elect's inner circle continue to spread the big lie about the 2020 election. Let me move on to a different topic. 'cause I know that's
Senator,
one
you
that
were
you're obviously
speaking.
not
May I,
comfortable
may
with.
I speak? You cut
When
me
I ask
off
you the
when I
next
was
question, you
speaking.
can speak, and I hope you answer, Ms. Bondi.
Well, I'd
Now,
like
when we
to
met
answer the
yesterday,
previous one, Senator.
when we met
You
yesterday,
pointed your finger at me and
you
said
did not
you were
seem to be
speaking.
familiar
Let me answer
with
my
the
question. I'm not going to be
Citizenship
bullied by you,
Clause, the
Senator
14th
Padilla.
Amendment of the United
Uh-oh. Not gonna be bullied. Not gonna be bullied. So yeah, they've continuously in this hearing, they continuously drilled her about the fact that she won't say who won the 2020 election. She won't answer the question. I wouldn't either. She keeps saying Joe Biden is the president. And so it's pissing them off. So they're coming up with all these bullshit ways to attack her.
United States of America, which was deeply disappointing.
I guess you
And I'm
didn't want to
hoping you're
hear
more
my
familiar with
answer
it
about
today
Pennsylvania.
after I gave an opportunity to study overnight.
Again, these senators, they think this is monologue time. No, you are questioning a witness. You are getting testimony. You have to let them speak.
So can you tell me and this committee what the Citizenship Clause of the 14th Amendment says?
Senator, I'm here to answer your questions. I'm not here to do your homework and study for you. If I'm
Uh-oh.
confirmed
no,
as
you're the
Attorney
one
General.
asking for a confirmation
Hey,
vote,
you
ma'am.
cut me off. Can I please finish?
What does the 14th Amendment say?
Senator, the 14th Amendment, we all know, addresses birthright citizenship. I've been a state prosecutor. I've been a state AG. I look forward to, even given your remarks today, working with you and the people of California if I am confirmed as the 87th Attorney General of the United States of America. I didn't take your homework assignment. I'm sorry. I was preparing for
Okay.
today.
There we go. She had to put him in his place. He wouldn't shut up. He wouldn't let her answer. And then she said, yeah, I won't be bullied by you. And of course, here's how that exchange ended. Right here.
It seems to me you're very, 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 very likely to be confirmed, and certainly look forward to working with you in your office on the issues that I've raised today and more. It seems to me you're very, 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 very likely.
Okay, so yeah, there's that. So yeah. After all that, he's like, "Oh yeah, you're gonna be confirmed, and I look forward to working with you." Yeah. But again, there's more.
I'm asking you, sitting here today, whether you are aware.
Uh-oh. Look who it is. It's our good old buddy from the J6 Trump derangement. Wonder what he's going to have to ask her about.
You, sitting here today, whether you are aware of a factual predicate to investigate Liz Cheney.
Senator, no one
Based
has
on what
asked
you
me
know.
to investigate Liz Cheney. That is a
The president has
hypothetical.
called for it publicly. You are aware of that, aren't you?
No one has asked me to investigate.
But the president
Liz.
has
We're
called-
also
the
worried about
president-
Liz Cheney,
the
Senator.
president has
You know what
called
we
for
should
this-
be worried about?
Ms. Bondi,
The
please
crime rate
answer
in
my questions.
California right now
You
is
are
through
aware,
the roof.
Ms. Bondi,
Your
my-
robberies
Ms.
are
Bondi,
87%
my
higher
question-
than the
my
national
question
average.
is this.
That's what I
My
want to be
question is this.
focused on, Senator.
Do you have the
if I'm
power to
confirmed
say
as
no to the
Attorney
president?
General.
I'm asking you.
Ooh. The crime rate in California. All right, now let's bring this one up. It continues.
Will it be your advice to the president? No, Mr. President, I need to go over them on a case-by-case basis. Do not issue blanket pardons. Will that be your advice? to
Talking
the
about the J6 pardons.
Senator, I have not looked at any of those files. If confirmed, I will look at the files
And
for
will
the
you be able to
pardons, as
do,
well
will
as
you
the
be able to
ongoing
review
investigation.
hundreds of cases on day one?
I will.
It's not her job. It's not her job. Like, she can give the president advice on pardons and commutations, but it's not her job. If President Trump wants to walk into office, sign 100 pardons day one, there's not a fucking thing she can do about it. This is more political grandstanding by Schiff here.
Will look at every file I am
Of
asked
course you
to
won't.
look
So
at.
will you advise the
Hey,
president?
can I
will
answer
you-
the question?
Well, my question
I would
is,
have plenty of staff. You said, of course you want.
you'll be able to review
Listen, I'm
hundreds
not
of
going to
cases on the first day?
mislead this body nor you.
All right, let me ask another question. You don't want to answer that. Let me answer
You were
another question.
censured by
It will
Congress,
also-
Senator, for
it will
comments just
also-
like this that
it
are
will
so reckless.
also-
Uh-oh. Yeah. He gets himself into trouble. And so while the other senators were questioning Pam Biondi there, what was Adam Schiff doing?
I assume you agree with me that Chinese cyber warfare, espionage, malign influence is an existential threat.
Uh-oh. Looks like he's taking a good little nap there, Mr.
It is an
Senator.
existential threat, Senator, and also, I have not seen it yet, but what I've heard about former FBI Director Wray's comments
Oh,
on 60 Minutes
Senator
regarding
Schiff.
China, sleeper cells within our own
Sleeper
country,
cell right
infiltrating our water systems, our natural gas lines, telecommunications.
There's the sleeper cell.
A very, very
All right. So yeah, he decided to be a tiger. Go after her. And she basically was able to strike back at him way worse than he was able to do any kind of damage. And that's the problem with these kind of confirmation hearings. They're for political grandstanding. They're not for actual raising of issues. Moving on now, from the New York Post, we're going to talk a little bit about this Eagles fan, because if you didn't see this story, at the Packers versus Eagles playoff game in Philadelphia, there was this incident in the stands that has now made national news of an Eagles fan, a gentleman, deciding to have choice words for a visiting Packers fan. And look, there's a lot of people that over the years who have said, Eagles fans are the worst. Eagles fans are always pieces of shit. They're always hostile to people and blah, blah, blah. And there's some truth to that. There's been incidents before about people throwing bottles at people and getting violent. And, when I first saw this pop up on my feed, I'm like, we're making mountains out of molehills here. And now that I've seen the story develop a little bit, I kind of have changed my opinion a little bit. Like, maybe this isn't making a mountain out of a molehill. This is a conversation we could be having as a society, because this is essentially a conversation about cancel culture. And I wasn't going to cover this story because this is essentially one of these bullshit cancel culture type conversations, this somebody did a crazy thing in public, and now let's fucking go after their head, go after their well-being, that go after their money, make them unemployable, make all their friends hate them. But there's a twist to this story, and we're going to find out here in just a minute. So if you didn't see, here's the video. Warning, explicit content. Thank you, New York Post.
After reviewing the play, the runner was short of the goal line. They got one more yard now. They're close. Yeah, but they're not in. It's not a touchdown. Yeah. So you know, in the air. Okay, well, don't call her a dumb. She's an ugly dumb. Cool.
Uh-oh. He's calling her an ugly, dumb C word. Now, here's the thing. Look, this is nothing against women of Wisconsin, but in Philadelphia, they probably do think you're ugly. Right? I don't personally think she's ugly. She's not hot. I don't know if she's a dumb cunt or not. But maybe, just maybe, you don't scream these kind of things at strangers and in public events. Like if you want to do it to somebody walking down the street, maybe. But when you're in an entertainment venue, so to speak, maybe don't scream dumb cunt at people. Wait, what did she just say? Hang on. Looks like a fucking idiot, right? So, now granted, that was a retaliatory fucking idiot, but she's cussing as well and using slurs as well. So again, Eagles fan Ryan Caldwell breaks silence on vile video, apologizes for actions that, quote, were not without provocation. Ryan Caldwell, the disgraced Eagles fan, captured on video heckling Allie Keller. Okay, yeah. Repeatedly called her a dumb cunt, issued an apology on Wednesday after he was fired from his job with a DEI-focused company. Boom. Fired from his job with a DEI-focused company. This is the twist in the story, folks. This guy worked for a DEI consulting firm. Whoa! They hired a white guy. Has been banned from all future events at Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia. Caldwell explained in a statement to the New York Post that the video, quote, does not reflect the full context of what transpired, and my actions were not without provocation in the incident which took place during the game on Sunday. While attending an NFL game last Sunday to support my beloved Eagles, an incident occurred that I deeply regret. What began as banter with two Packers fans sitting near me escalated to something more serious, and I said things that were unacceptable. In the heat of the moment, I chose unforgiving words to address one of the fans, Miss Allie Keller. I want to sincerely apologize to Miss Keller for those words, and to my wife, family, friends, my former employer and colleagues, Packer fans, Eagle fans, the Philadelphia Eagles, the city of Philadelphia, and all who were offended. That said, there are two sides to every story. The clip circulating online does not reflect the full context of what transpired. My actions were not without provocation. I will live with this experience, and I'm certainly paying a personal price. For those who don't know me, this incident does not reflect my values or the respect I have for others, and is not indicative of the person I am. Keller's fiance, Alexandra. Okay, yeah. Keller's fiance, Alexander Basara, filmed the I see what you're doing here, New York Post. Entire altercation? I don't think that was the entire altercation. The guy just said there was some provocation that and context that wasn't in the video. Basaria said in a post on X that Caldwell's heckling was, quote, unprovoked while him and his fiance were cheering for the Packers. It's a tough situation, he wrote, surrounded by hostile people, including two of his buddies, one his brother. If I got physical there, there's no good ending. Now, that's true. Caldwell was fired from his job at BCT Partners, a DEI-focused management consulting firm, the company announced Tuesday night. So yeah, this guy is in a DEI managed consulting role. Like his whole job is to make sure white dudes don't get to be themselves and still have a career. And here he is, a white dude. Yeah. Sorry you lost your career. Maybe you should go do something with your life that has nothing to do with DEI consulting. So there's another social conversation happening over on the social media today. And that is about, sexuality, consent, and classiness, right? Dignity. It's a conversation about dignity. Folks, there's a certain amount of dignity involved in what you decide, how you decide to present yourself when walking around in public. And there's certain things you can wear or certain things you can do, certain ways you can present yourself that is not very dignified. Now, granted, last night I went out for date night with one of my, with my partner. And I had just come from my workout. And I was wearing sweatpants and a hoodie. But I also know the place I went to eat last night for date night, it wasn't a fancy date night. It was a nice little neighborhood diner where I would not necessarily be looked down upon for wearing sweatpants and a hoodie. But ladies and gentlemen, there's a way where you can take these things way too far, way too far. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to introduce you to the Come Walk.
Doing a come walk. There's like cars going by. I don't think anyone will notice. I think it looks like a bit like a face mask. Right, okay, so cross.
This lady is walking around in the city with semen dripping down her face. Semen dripping down her face.
I don't think anyone will notice. I think it looks like a bit like a face mask.
Disgusting. Do you kiss your father with that mouth? I look, just don't do it. She's probably doing it for internet clout, or she's doing it for more OnlyFans content. Don't do it. Have some dignity. Have some fucking dignity. Some self-respect. Hey, we got Demon's Wrath in the chat over on Rumble. Cheers and welcome. Good seeing you. Demon's Wrath says, hey, it's still life, I think. Cookie says, I was cooking. What did I miss? Don't tell me. You missed a woman with semen all over her face. Speaking of faces, Cookie says Demon's a white supremacist. Cool. All right. Speaking of losing your dignity for content, TikTok is scheduled to be shut down here in a few days. And, you know, barring some giant American investor coming up and buying the thing, people are losing their fucking minds. You know, a lot of people I know who are content creators are like, yeah, it's a platform that I'm going to lose, but not too big of a deal. Still not banned here says, is that even a real human? Cookie says, yes. She answered, still not banned here. All right. And Demon's Wrath says, a semen demon, no relation. Doing it to troll chaste people, maybe. LOL. Yeah, probably. But so anyway, with this whole TikTok thing, there's this rumor that either Elon Musk is going to buy it, or Donald Trump is going to get a team of investors, like he did with Truth Social, and get the Truth Social guys to incorporate TikTok into Truth Social. I don't think it's likely, but it's funny. It's funny to see leftists lose their damn mind, like this chick.
Dear Elon Musk, if you purchase this app, we will burn it to the motherfucking ground. We will all delete our accounts immediately. Immediately.
Who's we, bitch? Who's we? Do you think you'll be missed? Do you think you'll be missed?
We do not want you owning this shit. This is ours. This is our app. So if I can stay out of it.
So yeah, and that's just one example. There's dozens of these kind of videos of people losing their fucking minds. When it's these people who are begging for their only source of income to continue here. Let's see here. We got Demons Wrath saying, what's up? Still not banned here. Yep. Okay. Have any of you ever flown on Alaska Airlines? Because Alaska Airlines, there's an interesting story. Let's follow the story here involving Alaska Airlines. Thank you, New York Post. So here you have a flight attendant twerking. She was fired. Cookie says, don't censor me, mild censoring me again. I ain't doing shit. You remember what I said before about having some fucking dignity? Like, you're in your work uniform. Like, you could literally go buy a skirt just like this that's not an Alaska Airlines uniform and go twerk wherever you want and make videos of it. But you wanted to do this, and it got you fired. Okay, so here we go. Flight attendant sacked for twerking on the job. What's wrong with a little twerk before work? Oh, God. They deemed the stunt not safe for twerk. Thank you, New York Post. An Alaska Airlines attendant sacked for twerking has created a GoFundMe to support her while she seeks a new job. She'd filmed the viral booty shaking TikTok on the plane while waiting for 2 hours, a View from the Wing reported. The video blew up on Instagram. Ghetto B till I DIE, don't let the uniform fool you. Well, that sounds like she was disparaging. Don't let the uniform fool you. Like, we got Kinsey fam in the chat. Cheers and welcome. Over on Rumble. Good seeing you. Good seeing you. Oh, wait. I keep forgetting to do the cheering here in the... Yeah, hopefully these sound effects are working. Doing a victory dance to celebrate the end of her new hire probationary period. The fanny wagging flight attendant feels she didn't do anything wrong. Didn't do nothing wrong. Hey, we got Kinsey rating the stream. Welcome, rating audience. Cheers and welcome. Apparently we censor black women here, but I don't. Man, I need a good raid. Need a good raid sound effect here. Here we go. Welcome, welcome. The new footage was hashtag discrimination Israel. Discrimination is real. It's discrimination to fire somebody for posting videos on the job shaking their ass. She claimed the gig allowed her to meet new people and see the world, among other perks. It was essentially her dream job. Admitted that she used the income to help fund her blossoming lingerie and dessert businesses, which she runs under the Instagram handle Cakes and Cakes. As of Wednesday morning, crowdfunding has raised just $182. You don't respect the uniform, you don't respect your job then, declared one critic on the Instagram page Crew Lounge. Terms and conditions apply. Support for wrongly fired attendant, mocked another. Her GoFundMe title says it all. She still thinks she was wrongly fired. Girl, you weren't wrongly fired. Go apply for a new job and probably stop twerking in your uniform. The fact that you don't respect your job is one thing, but doing it in uniform and at work speaks volumes, scoffed a third. You're the brand ambassador, and it's not a good look. No. Cookie says, I'm lying. Still not banned here, given the whole raid thing. Cool. Thank you, Kinsey. All right. But yeah, you know, she's not bad looking, but this is what it always is. This is a non-traversy. She's got multiple grifts going on. She's got cakes. She's got her Instagram page. She's got her TikTok. She's got a lingerie business. She got a job as a flight attendant to make some easy money. Easy money and get some easy travel, and then used Alaska Airlines to essentially promote all her other businesses. Girl, let me just say, it's women like you that will cause so many businesses to replace you with robots like this.
Hola, mi amiga, le voy a poner, hola, mi amiga, ¿cómo estás? ¿Todo bien? Esto es realmente perturbador, la mirada que tiene, mira cómo se ríe, tiene gesto, y la piel es una piel bastante suave, como si fuera un ser humano real. Es realmente perturbador. Wow.
Dude, she blinked when he touched her nose.
Increíble.
What happens if you grab the titties? Anyway. Creepy, huh? So that's just about the show for today. I'm gonna end with some interesting video here out of California. You're in California and you're upset at the arsonists or your corrupt government or the looters. No, you should be upset at the conservatives. Be upset at the conservatives for not having enough Oh, I guess Biden's having his farewell address right now. I did see where he put out a statement. Well, I'm going to have to go check that out here in a minute. But yeah. Yeah, you don't have enough compassion for the looters.
I want to take a minute to talk about looting because I think it's worth considering why people would run into an active fire to steal stuff rather than fleeing the fire. And it seems like in the media coverage that I'm listening to,
Because they think it's fucking easy money. Easy. Dangerous, but easy. Kind of like walking into a liquor store and pointing a gun at somebody. It's dangerous, but it's easy. You fucking idiot.
that people think that people are just like greedy who want to be looting.
Yes.
And I'm just wondering if maybe these people have actually considered whether it is safer for them to run into a fire or to continue to exist within capitalism without access to resources. And after weighing the pros and cons, they concluded that the safer option is to run into the fire to steal stuff. Because you never see like Elon or Jeff or Mark running into a fire to steal stuff because they don't have to run into a fire to steal stuff. They can just steal from their workers via wage theft. And that's legal within capitalism.
Oh,
so
really?
If we want people to stop looting, I'm wondering if maybe the solution isn't to have more police, but rather to have a system where people don't feel like it's a better option to run into a fire.
It's not a better option. It's an easier option, you cunt. Okay, so yeah, let's blame the rich people. You know, there's a lot of reeing about State Farm for canceling insurance policies when they told California, the state of California, they'd have to raise rates, and they were told they weren't allowed to. And then California was like, okay, well, what are you going to do? They're like, well, I guess we'll just have to cancel all these insurance policies. And everyone's reeing about State Farm insurance and not the state of California. And it's bullshit, government. Anyway, folks, that's going to be the show for today. Once again, sorry I wasn't on Monday. I was planning on it. I didn't even get to my phone. Again, crazy stuff happening around here. I do plan on doing a show this upcoming Monday. I don't know if I'm going to do like a whole inauguration stream or what, but I've got a little medical thing to take care of sometime during the day. And then after that, you folks have me for a couple hours. So I'm going to be doing something. Not sure what it is. Going to be doing something. Tune in, same bat channel right here, wherever you're watching me, whether it be YouTube, X, or Rumble. And definitely, this upcoming Saturday is going to be my next show. Cookie says white supremacy. Yeah, I agree. That chick was a white supremacist. Anyway, so yeah, until then, thank you to Kinsey and her audience. Still not banned here. Cookie and Demon's Wrath. Thank you all for showing up in the chat and keeping me company. And thank you to everyone else watching later on demand or lurking in the chat. Good seeing you all around. Good having you by. Leave a comment, leave a like, Share this off platform. If you're new here, please follow. Do all the good things that help promote a channel. But most importantly, take care of yourselves. Take care of one another. Outlast the haters. Don't get any on you. And if you do, rub that shit in real good. Catch you next time on Mild's Culture Plate, folks. Good night.